So I'm going around the block. Normally I just go straight through. Black Horse. But this is what I have waiting for me on the other end. I don't know, usually what they'll do is they'll leave a lane open. That way you can drive through it. But when you live in my world, you know, things happen in life to people. People choose certain jobs to do certain things. And if nothing else, I hope everything's okay. Because what this stall king does is the stall king corporation has a way of having, like, when you see something that is just, oh, I hope. When I was a kid, one of my friends used to always do when he hear an ambulance drive by, he would do the cross thing to his forehead, to down his heart, to left to right on his body, and I guess say a prayer or something. However, with the king of stalling, I tend to always have in my mind that it may not be what it looks like. It makes you doubt everything. It makes you anticipate everything. Every corner, every block, while I'm at work, it's like I hear Derek from A Glop of Truth all the time when I'm at work, because I hear him say, pay attention to your surroundings. You never know what lies around the corner. Because the bottom line is, I actually haven't found anybody that hasn't given me a sign that they have an app, like at work, that they have an app that tells them to do something just for me. And it's not even a power that I want. This is just a power that I have. I'm explaining the power. I never asked directly for this power. But it's pretty pathetic. I mean, I'll tell you, yesterday was pathetic for the people, for the kid that just had his assignment. So in the morning, the first thing is, as I'm loading the tools to the garage, I turn back around in the same exact line where I'm walking back and forth. The Mr. Excavator kid guy, he lit up his smoke, walked over and stood directly in the path. It's like, good morning, Satan. I see you have this one under control. And then throughout the day, it's just in the way, in your face, like I'm going back to the other house. And I mean, I'm amazed at the timing and because what happens is, I'm on this guy's mind all day long because I'm an enemy, and I'm on the person's mind the entire day as the plot. He's plotting on how to just get it in my way. So what kind of mindset is that? If you're at work and your app keeps telling you, or you're just aware of your job task throughout the day, that's just what you do. So the one was, he walks all the way around this trench before I head back to the other house, because it's across the street from each other. All the way around, walks, it's like a circle. He walked around, came back towards as I was walking to the garage, stepped up back onto the pavement, the driveway, just to get within like 5 feet from me as I'm walking by. That's all that was. There was no purpose for the reasoning of walking all the way around. And then this guy, is he really, like, is he okay? Doesn't sound like he's okay. It sounds like his truck won't start. But man, I'll tell you, do you have a kill switch and it just, you make it seem like your truck don't start because that's part of your gig? And then at the same time, do you expect somebody to pull over and say, hey, you need help? When 90% of the people have insurance that has tow truck service, that they'll do it for you for free, actually. So you don't need a pedestrian like me to stop and ask you if you're okay, because I know that you are. This whole king of stalling, it can make you be insensitive towards others, but it's simply because you know what the truth is behind the ulterior motive, that what you see isn't really what it is. And then other people that are blind to it, they can say, oh man, you really are insensitive. You don't even care about that guy that's on the side of the road trying to start his truck up. Well, no, I don't actually. In a real world, I would. If I knew gang stalking wasn't a thing, I'd be glad to stop and see if that guy needed some help. Or if I knew that just about everybody has insurance that has a tow truck service with it. But no, I don't care. Because maybe he ran out of gas. Yeah, there you go. Maybe he should have put more gas in his truck before he decided to go somewhere. So is that not his fault? And who stalls on the side of the road like that anyway? Because if you're gonna conk out, I'm trying to think. He was halfway in between the road, which is a gang stalking move, because he's not all the way to the side to be out of the way. He's not all the way in the lane. He's half and half. So if he stopped and then his truck just wouldn't start up again, why is he in between half of the lane and not just in the middle of the road where he ran out of gas and stopped? Why? Well, because he pulled over directly to get halfway in between the lanes. Because the commander of that person, of the AI app that told him to do that, you're listening to my video live as it is now before it's even uploaded. You're hearing what I'm saying, and it's true, right? This is Satan's world. I used to think, man, I want my people free. All of them, everybody in the world needs to be free. Well, not if you're already a slave willingly. All you're going to do is just be my slave willingly because you decided to be Satan's slave willingly. So all these gang stall kings of the earth, they have a lot of people working underneath their belt, and they get them to do whatever they just, anything that the app says they'll do. So it starts with early in the morning. So just imagine this. They know what time you're going to wake up, because with me, as soon as I wake up, it's usually the same time. Sometimes I'll sleep a little, like an extra half hour or so. They know exactly from the time that I get up how long it's going to take to get down the street. So within 10 minutes, there's no real warning. There's just like 3 fire trucks and 17 ambulances down at the corner of my block to block off the road where I'm heading. Not that it's anything, it's just an observation. And it's not like there's a fire. There wasn't a fire, at least not yet. And I don't know, I'd have to rewind the video and see and count. I think there was at least 8 to 10 either firefighters or EMTs. No smoke. If somebody died, I mean, I don't know, they usually just send 1 ambulance. If a cat got lost up in a tree, maybe a fire engine will come by with a ladder. But 10? 10 of them. I don't get it. Besides, I get it exactly why, but I wouldn't get it under normal circumstances. Under the normal realm of thinking, doesn't line up. So that's how I caught on to the Gang Stalk Corporation. The things that are done are unusually, unordinary, and out of place. But that's what the Army is, isn't it? Seek to irritate. Like this guy, it's a good thing he's turning because he was going to drive real slow. But the slogan really is, the Army is seek, or if a person has a, I don't know, it was like contentious spirit or something. If your enemy has a problem with being impatient, a problem with judging others, or a problem with waiting in line or whatever, seek to irritate them. I mean, it just sounds demonic. It sounds like a demonic type of a way, and it is, because God does use demons to torment people in order to get them to turn back to Him. It sounds messed up. I mean, it is as you're going through it. You can only truly appreciate it. 303. Address. After the fact. During it, not really. Like, who feels like being tested day in and day out? I don't actually feel like being tested. I know that when I go to work and there's a bunch of people around, I'm quite aware that somebody's going to try to, like the entire day, somebody's going to seek to try to irritate me. They're going to try to cut in front of me somehow. They're going to try to get in my face as much as they can get in my face. They're going to be in my line of sight. I'm going to have a mirror, like the woman at Cinnaminson. She's going to be my mirror. Usually when I step outside at a certain time, she's there just to mirror me. If I'm on the same side of the road, walking out of a house, she'll walk out and mirror me. Or just head out to the mail box and check it and never have anything in her hand. This is the life of living in Satan's world, wide awake and not being part of the corporation and seeing it. I mean, how long do I have to be tested for? How much longer do I have to deal with this? My entire life? But what about the 3.5-year tribulation that we're in? for all of the people behind the scenes that are going through this right now, the Great Tribulation. And then the Great Tribulation is a very short period of time when Satan goes out to deceive all the nations. I mean, we could even be in that time right now, these last 10 days from the 21st, from the 17th month, the second month, the 17th day, to the 27th day of the second month is May 21st to May 31st. I don't know, Jacob Israel, you seem awfully certain that these meteor showers are it's gonna change the route, the direction with these meteor showers. It's just a shower of spreading the truth to others that they may not have heard it before, but it's a shower that spreads through, and there's going to be some people that don't like it. But what are they going to do? Probably the same thing I've been doing since I woke up to everything is suck it up, buttercup. It's quite funny because I was at work the other day. I'm standing on the ladder and I'm thinking, well, I said it out loud. I'm like, so you can see through my eyes, huh? And hear through my ears as I'm listening to music on YouTube. As soon as I said that, it stopped and then went right to a Reese Cup commercial and said, get used to it. This is your future. And it showed a Reese's Buttercup. And I just thought, wow, that's exactly what, it's like you just confirm, and also you're telling me to suck it up, Buttercup, because this is the way it is, and this is your future. Why do those mail trucks keep sending me signals when I snap my fingers and point at eeny, meeny, miny, or mo? And the last two times, Mo is the one that winked at me. Just like that guy. See, he winked also. His brake lights winked, and he got out of my way. Sometimes I feel like an EMT or a firefighter, or I'm somebody it's like I have sirens on my truck, and I'm making people pull over. I'm making them pull over to the side, put their blinkers on, wait for me to drive by. Here's the only difference. You know, paparazzi towards Hollywood actors, they're obvious, they're overt, they have their cameras out, they run up and ask questions, and they harass them like that. My way of superstardom is it's all secret and silent and quiet and or did I say covert or overt? I said it was Hollywood is paparazzi's overt to Hollywood. Covert to me and others that are individually targeted. And there's no real glory in it whatsoever. I can see where the actors would be puffed up, like, yeah, paparazzi on my jock, and they feel special because they want to autograph, and they ask them questions about stuff in their movies and how much money they make, and they act like they don't really want to answer the question, but they're so grateful that they get people thrown in a direction to stalk them like that. But when it's done secretly in silence, and there's no glory to it besides to those who are doing it to you, because they're the ones testing you. And so it's all strictly through spirit. There's no gratification in it besides knowing that you're passing the test day in and day out and stomping Satan, the spirit, to the ground. Because Satan knows his time's short. The spirit knows. Even the person, Satan, knows. And it's his job to get everybody to believe in the direction he's going, and then he's going to slam that door shut in all your faces. Even the very elect can be deceived, and has been. The very elect, the cream of the crop. I wasn't even going to share anything, my thoughts whatsoever, but I figured that was a good one. It's typical. It's right up there. As soon as you wake up, your entire block is blocked off by those that are all part of the corporation. There was one person, he was a tile guy. I don't think he was part of the corporation because he was a subcontractor, and I didn't sense him trying to get in my way at all. Matter of fact, subcontractors seem to move faster. They don't have time to waste. They're in and out. Maybe even the trimmers yesterday may not have been part of it, but I wasn't in the house long enough. But yeah, everybody has this app. They're all told to just be there, to set traps. How sad is that? Even you guys that have the same app, and you're a gang stalker too, and you watch my videos, don't you feel dumb when you're just being controlled? Like, I know that I'm a slave towards, I gotta get up and go to work. I mean, I don't have to do it, but I choose to have bills paid and try to pay them ahead of time and try to relax a little bit. But I may be a slave, just like you, but I'm no robot. Even a human being, not having mechanical devices inside your body, robot, just being controlled like a puppet as a robot with the app that tells you to do things because people drive by or walk by. You're suppressed. You're harassed yourself just by the app alone. Even if the gang stalkers don't actually get gang stalked, because on your app you have the blue and red dots, and I heard that I was a blue dot. So the red dotters, when you're around each other, you know you're a gang stalker, you know he's a gang stalker, and you know your job is to stalk the target. So this is like I think it's like a spiritual way of connecting with your gang stalking friends too, because you know what the deal is, just like the kid at work. So naturally, because when I'm stalked and I'm there and I have a chance, I'm gonna let the person, I'm just gonna stalk him back. I'm just gonna put a tactic back towards him. And maybe it's a little bit of pride still. Maybe I'm thinking about this because I just don't want them to get away with it. But then again, God doesn't want people to get away with things either, so he'll put a mirror to their face. So there's a fine line there between being prideful and saying, I'm not going to let him get away with it. I'm not going to let him think that I don't know that he's a gang stalker. To an extent, but then how else do you get people to not change? I'm not trying to change the stalkers, because you can't, because they're controlled by money. But I am trying to convict the heart of your ways, just to let you know that, hey, I'm no regular person on this earth. Not too many people, even when they talk about gang stalking on YouTube, they're usually gang stalkers themselves, showing you how bad they have it. And some over-exaggerate their stories, because nothing like that has ever happened to me by far. at all ever, and it's a lot of fear mongering, because so far what really happened as I am stalked day in and day out, it's a mental thing. When you're paying attention to your surroundings, because you always know that people are lying around the corner, you're consciously aware that people are going to cut you off. That's just simply what it is, really. You go in tight spaces, a gang stalker will find his way. Like the kid yesterday, or was that yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday, yeah. He's a shower door installer and a closet hardware installer and a shower rod. So when I'm in the bathroom, he walks in with the shower rod, but he waited until I got to the bathroom, and then he points the shower rod up, and it kind of pointed towards my face for a split second, because that is a gang stalking tactic. But I'm always amazed at the timing of it, because you guys lurk around the corner. You guys are lurking class. You literally lurk around the corner. You anticipate my movements in order to be there. What a waste of time in your life. And you're at work. You're supposed to be doing your job. See, that's the thing I don't agree. But what am I going to do about it? You're at work. Don't you have a boss that pays you? Now, does your boss know that you're a gang stalker? You have it on your app as well? Is that part of the job? When you take the job, the requirement is to also waste some of your time to stalk an innocent person that you're told to do whatever for as a stall king. I mean, I know it's a bus. It's waiting there. It could have probably been waiting there just for picking up a person. The goal, though, is not to be irritated one way or another. So when I speak about it, before I would talk about it with such anger, and I've repented from my anger towards the gang stalking corporation, the disgust inside of my spirit, repented from it. Yep, tried through the fire. This is what it does. Puts you through the fire. You get refined by it. It's like you can't be a leader of the planet and have an irritated anger towards things in life, towards the people that are going to be working directly for you in the future. So why get mad at them? They don't know what they're doing. And the ones that do know what they're doing, you still don't know what you're doing. You still don't even know why you're doing it, even though you're told. Because in the end, the broken promises, Lucifer breaks the damn promise. So if you don't know the timing that we're at, if you think Great Tribulation's getting ready to start, well, that because it's getting ready to... See, here's the thing. If you believe that the Great Tribulation is getting ready to start, that means you haven't been through that Great Tribulation period just yet. So because it already started for those of you that are behind the scenes, that run the entire system, the Great Tribulation started for you. And I get to witness it. Then the next portion of it is a tribulation period for those that have been left behind. You haven't been taken, have you? You haven't been raptured? Being raptured is an individual event. If you've been taken, if you've been taken captive, if you've been taken into captivity, if you're like that guy there that pulled out just like that just before I drove by, just to get inching up closer to the street, then you have been left behind still. you're going to go through the Great Tribulation period, because the people that run this planetary system have already been going through a Great Tribulation period. Period. Point blank. Is it so frightening? No, it's not. Actually, it's a great tribulation. Now, a police officer should pull him over because he's probably going faster than the speed limit. Because I'm going 37 and the speed limit's 35. But that guy is in a hurry, just like the whole planet is in a hurry. The system puts you in a hurry, doesn't it? Is the earth going to be dried up the second month, the 27th day of the month, May 31st? I forgot what other numbers lined up. There might have been a 1,335. I didn't do all the math yesterday. But I remember this other date lined up with June 1st. I also remember, hey Trump, I didn't know who you were behind the mask on YouTube with your YouTube channel. But I think I have a better idea now. Because I seen Jacob Israel, he showed Artemis and Apollos, Abaddon, Apollyon, Don, talking about the twins, the twins, the Jacob Israel name, and then the Jacob Israel who doesn't have the name, but wrestle with God. And maybe one is really the other brother. One of them is a heel catcher. The other one's the one that got his heel caught. So maybe showing Elon Musk, where Jacob Israel shows Elon Musk a lot and points to himself. And then he's always has the Trump, or the Trump guys next to him. He talks about Trump a lot, and it's either one or two people. Well, it could be three, but who Jacob Israel is really tight with on his shows a lot, but then who is he representing secretly behind the scenes, that person has been wrestling with God a lot